What is up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How is everything going out there in fish tank land? How is everything going on out there in fish tank land? I'm kind of frazzled here. All of a sudden, OBS doesn't like me. Been doing some updates. That's what I was doing it on my phone last week. But everything seems to be working out. How are all you fish nerds out there doing? Let me check out the chat real quick. I have a special guest, so nobody should go anywhere. I've got someone on the line here, but I want to have a little bit of fun. I don't know how the computer... We'll see how this all goes. It all just might, I don't know. Cross your fingers. Amber, what's up in the chat? Good to see you here. King and Queen Cichlids. Tampa Tom was in here first in the chat. We have Carrie from Science Gal Aquatics. Melvin, how are you? Pam, how are you? Good to see you here as well. King and Queen Cichlids. I think I said that already, right? Sharpies, Models, and Aquatics. I caught up with your stream earlier today. The Fish Room Fever. What's up, man? Whew. All right, so I'm pretty excited. There's a lot going on. This is kind of my pre-Halloween costume. My fish nerding it out here for a minute. Lumpy Dog, good to see you here. Mark, what's up? Carbon Really, good to see you here in the stream. Connor, hello, sir. All right, so we're gonna start this off real quick with a little anthem song, a little song from Jason over at Jadron Aquatics. And let's see if I can get that working. What we're gonna try. We're gonna try because I can't help myself. Let's see if I can get this up on the screen real quick. And we're gonna play this song real quick just to be goofy.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jason with Jadron Aquatics. Thanks for joining me. What the heck is that noise? Do you guys hear that? What the heck is that noise?
I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, a fish nerd, a fish nerd. I got 400 tanks in every room of my house. There's not a prayer in the world of me finding a spouse. I'm spilling water on the floor and all over the wall. Don't matter if it's carpet, I'm ruining it all. I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, a fish nerd, a fish nerd. Scientific names just rolling out my mouth. I love cichlids from the north and plecos from the south. There's a whole lot of folks up in the fish fam. There's Corey and Bob and Jadron. I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, a fish nerd, a fish nerd. Petco and Walmart, stop killing my fish. I'm tired of rescuing bettas that are dying in a dish. Every employee, they just seem to be lost, selling Oscars with guppies, but at what cost? I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, fish nerd, a fish nerd. It's Saturday again, heading to the fish store. I'm addicted to fish, I need more and more. I keep buying more fish, and I don't have the room. I'll put them in the bathtub, let the buying resume. I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, fish nerd, a fish nerd. Doing water changes all day and night. I can't get the pH where it seems just right. I do 10, 20, or 30%. So many fish, they need to pay me rent. Fish nerd, a fish nerd, fish nerd, a fish nerd. Sucking up the water, crap going up my nose. I can't seem to stop making fish room videos. YouTube, I love you, but you ain't paying squat. Gotta keep a real job, don't like it a lot. I'm a fish nerd, a fish nerd, fish nerd.
All right. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. Anyways, that's like 3 minutes long. It looks like the stream is doing all right. It looks like I can. It looks like the audio is all right. I don't know. I haven't had anybody complain about audio. Anyways, that's always nice. Anyways, sorry to put you guys through just like it's like 2.5, 3 minutes. I think it's a funny one. I thought it was a really I thought it was a fun idea. Anyways, embrace the cringe, Connor. Amber says. All right, and speaking of Amber, I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into this. I have a special guest here. I guess, can you guys guess who the guest is? My live guest today. I'm just having a little fun here. Just a little bit of some fish nerd action. I'm wearing my fish nerd shirt. It is available on Teespring, and I had to make sure that I have everything that I need, you know, just in case. I got a net. I got my infrared thermometer and my pH tester, the TDS. You know, I got to make sure I've always got those handy. So let me go ahead and get right into it real quick here and see. Amber, what is up? You are live. Everybody can see you. How are you?
Can they?
Yeah, they
How's
can. Where are you?
I'm in a hotel room that doesn't have any fish.
Interesting.
It's kind of sad, actually. Makes me want to go out and get a plant. Do you see this room? It's very empty and brown.
Okay, so you are in a hotel room because you're on your way where? Up? I'm trying to get this to show up on the other side. I think you're
unstable.
Yeah, you're frozen just a little bit, but I can hear you, which is nice. But so you are in a hotel room on your way to where? What are you doing? You're always on the road. You're always traveling. You're always in a car somewhere. Uh-oh. And then I lose her completely? No. Oh, well. Amber is on her way to San Francisco. She's on her way to the San Francisco Bay Aquarium Society meeting, where she will be speaking on the 1st of November. And I swear I hear her audio somewhere. I hear something in the background. It is raining here, so the internet is not the best, but I'm just trying to run with it and try to see what I can make happen. Everything's kind of been slow. But let me see if I can get her back again. If she can try to call back, that's the best thing to do, is for her to leave the stream and then try to call back. And it'll come right back. That is the cool thing with that. And I can just wait to hear her and then you see me. Yes. Bam. All right. Here we go. Fish nerd action in the house. So Amber is traveling. She's on her way to San Francisco. This is going to be a really nice thing. I mean, I'm kind of really happy for her that she's. It's an honor to be speaking before the first or second oldest aquarium society in the United States. So it's an honor. It's really cool. So I'm happy for her. So I'm actually going to be able to be there, which is really cool as well. It's something that I'm really happy about. I'm going to be there this next weekend with her. I'm going to try to film it. And she's dealing with internet in a hotel room, so she's stuck on that. I think she just needs to download the same software, but onto her phone, because your cell phone signal is always a little bit stronger. Literally in these situations, like with hotel rooms, it's almost better to just go with your AT&T. So right now I do an unlimited data plan. If things failed here, I would have just gone live right here on my phone. Anyways, but yeah, it's gonna be a fun little trip to San Francisco. To me, it's an honor as well, just to have the opportunity to be there and to see this and see her get on stage and speak about something that she's been working on for a long time, which is what we were planning on talking about this afternoon, was wild betta fish species and just specifically some of the projects that she's working on that are they're really exciting. I don't know. I've been excited as well in my fish room. I've got a lot of things. I've got some life happening. I've got my killifish are spawning right now. I've had them separated and conditioned, and I filmed that all yesterday, and now they're together and doing their thing. And I set up a third tank for blue tetras, for these nano blue tetras, and it's been really awesome breeding those, like colony breeding them, and not having to pull the fry. But I'm telling you, live foods have been a big player in it. Live foods, microworms and live baby brine shrimp, powdered fish food, stuff like that has been like just the combination, a nice balanced diet of those kinds of things. Some grindle worms maybe, but these are true nano fish. Grindle worms are actually kind of big for them. That's a big bite for some of these fish. All right, so Amber should try to call back. She could if she wants to. That would be fine. But she can also the same thing. She can call from her phone, do the same thing anyways, maybe too. Jess, how are you? Good to see you here as well. It was nice to see Amber for a minute. She is alive. She's in a hotel room. She's hardcore. She's pretty much going cross country here from Vermont to California to do this. But there's a lot of pluses involved in that because you have the opportunity to go to fish stores along the way and buy fish and bring stuff to other friends and drop stuff off. It's kind of a nice opportunity to get a lot more out of it than just flying somewhere. That's very true. I've done a lot of road tripping, but honestly, at the same time, I'd like planes because I feel so much safer, honestly, in the air compared to on the interstate with a bunch of free-moving, huge pieces of metal on wheels. It seems just so much more dangerous, honestly. Uh-oh, I think we have an Amber back. Sounds like it. Hello, Amber, are you with us? Caller number 2.
That's very true.
You got to turn my audio off over there somewhere. I can hear my. There you are. Let's see. Bam. Hi, Amber. You're back with us. Uh-oh. No, but you muted yourself too. You muted your microphone. Bottom left corner, I believe. A way to unmute your microphone. Anyways. I'm going to wait for you to figure out the audio when I hear you, because nobody wants to just... I'm not going to make people stare at you. Yeah, your audio, you have muted it on your side. There you go. It's on. There you go. There we go. We have Amber from Big City Bettas. How are you? In a hotel room in the middle of where? What are you at? Do you want to disclose what city you're in at this point in time?
I am 4 hours outside of Chicago. I'm actually making really good time because technically it was supposed to be like 1 day and 23 hours, and I have 22 hours left of driving.
Nice.
So
you're hardcore.
I'm gonna get here early. Well, I stopped last night. I was gonna sleep for like an hour, but then I saw a streak and I tried to catch it, and then I was awake. So I just
where is it? There's no aquariums in your hotel room. What's up with that? I'm not used to that.
I mean,
it's a little early, I guess, in the trip to have fish tanks in the hotel room.
Oh, volume's on this. No. All right, I'm here. I have chat. I have lemonade that was not worth sitting at a drive-up window for 18 minutes to get, but I have it, so.
Sweet. So I wanted to get into this. I wanted to get into just why are you going to be at the San Francisco Bay Aquarium Society, and what are you talking about? Not to give it away, but you are specifically talking about what kind, like a betta fish, right?
Well, wild bettas in general. You're making me talk about the thing that's making me panic. I haven't slept for 2 days. I'm so stressed about this. No, Zenzo is on the board for the San Francisco Bay Aquarium Society, and he's familiar with my work with wild bettas. So he invited me to come and talk about them and, I don't know, find some people to maybe get interested and want to start working with them themselves. Because, I mean, at this point, captive breeding is really the only way we're going to preserve the species. The habitat loss and deforestation in some of these areas is just, I mean, it's too extensive, not to mention climate change. Waterways disappearing through evaporation due to temperature change is a big issue when it comes to bettas.
Right.
So
we have a super chat from King and Queen Cichlids, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Just because they're excited to see you.
I love those two. They were so much fun to meet in Jersey. Liz is a blast, and Scott is just ridiculous. That man, anything that comes out of his mouth is either going to make you laugh or think, and I really like that about Scott.
Right. Yeah, I'm still waiting for my steak.
That was just a bad experience.
That was bad.
I can't believe Mike, his plate was dirty like yours, and he didn't say anything because he didn't want me to go back a third time. I mean, really, how bad is a restaurant that it takes going into the kitchen twice to even get all of the food out on clean
Right.
plate?
Well, we had some good dinners as well. Let's see. So we have Jess is in here, Ginger Graves is in here, and this is the fish that everybody can see on the screen right now, the beta fish down at the bottom. That is Puzo Lente, which was named by Ginger Graves. She came up with the name.
Ginger.
Or Puzo for short. So that's the short name for this fish is Puzo.
I just want to say big, and I'm sorry if this embarrasses you, Ginger, but I need to like say a big shout out to the level of fish nerd that Ginger Graves is, because she had me for a good, 2 hours at that one dinner? I think it was 2 hours, just completely mesmerized by pictures of her tank. She has, I believe, 24 fully planted aquariums and 3 planted outdoor ponds.
Yeah.
They're all stunning. She has, I believe,
Jungles,
3.
just green jungles.
She has 3 wild betta species. Like, Ginger is hardcore when it comes to like being a real nerdy fish nerd. And I don't even think she realizes how cool she is. She's showing me her tanks, and I'm just sitting there like fangirling out over them because they're beautiful. Lucas Bretz was impressed with her tanks.
Right. So you have, wait a minute. So
Speaking
for the
of,
last couple, wait, okay, what?
you have a $9.99 super chat from Ginger. I'm supposed to let you know.
Yes, thank you, Ginger, for the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate that. Was a Lumpy Dog had a question about where can you source and obtain captive bred wild betta fish?
Who asked that?
Lumpy Dog. The Fish Barn had a $4.99, $5 super chat. Lurking and making dinner. I hear you, man. But so just
another fantastic fish nerd. Talking to him about saltwater tanks really makes it seem more approachable. So the question from Lumpy Dog about a good place to obtain captive bred wild bettas, that's tricky because you can go onto Aquabid, and a lot of times the US sellers are going to have captive bred, but they're going to be offering sibling pairs. You're actually better off, if you're planning on breeding them, going onto Aquabid and finding a wild caught pair, because there's a very good chance that if you don't buy it with the intention to breed, somebody else, because there's no vetting process, it's just we're going to go pull them out, and whoever clicks that buy it now price or bids the most gets the fish. I don't really like that, but I understand it. That's how it works. So yeah, I think if you have the right intentions with them, getting wild caught is the best bet, because if you can get them clean of parasites, they're going to be very solid fish. So
sweet.
I wouldn't necessarily go towards captive bred because few people are doing it responsibly.
Okay. So wait. So in the last couple of weeks, so in the last 3 weeks or so, we've been traveling, and you have been collecting a lot of fish, and you have just a small story. It's more than you could even talk about on here. I mean, you can't get into everything, but just starting back at Aquashella and in Dallas, you got some fish there, and you acquired a snake. You still have the snake.
I do. He's doing fantastic. I've gotten 5 layers of stuck shed off of his one eye cap, and he has a single layer left. He's free of worms, mites. He's put on weight. So he's doing better. He's doing a lot better.
But it's okay. So what fish did you get? Oh, what?
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone for all the very kind words about the talk. And I know it seems like I'm not grateful about the opportunity, but I really am. I mean, I am extremely excited to go and maybe get some other fish nerds excited about working with wild bettas. I mean, I need that. We need that. The species as a whole, they need that. So I'm very excited about that. It's a large group, and it's a very prestigious club. So it's a little daunting. That's all. But I do really appreciate everyone's kind words. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Do you remember what you were saying?
No, I was just curious what fish you got when you were in Dallas for sure. There was a pair of fish that you got from Fish Planet, the second place we went to, and you didn't buy any fish at Old Orchard Aquariums,
I
did
did.
you?
I got two Mahakayensis, one for myself and one for Haley. Mahakayensis are wild bettas. They're also known as the dragon bettas. They come in blue, green, and black form. They're the only brackish species. They're also extremely high pH, 8.5, which is unusual for wild bettas.
Did I tell you what I was celebrating? I'm celebrating something that got. I literally, my eyes started to water yesterday when I saw it. I'm staring into my nano blue tetra tanks like I do for hours at a time, and I saw a female go to the surface of the tank, and she turned onto her side, and she started doing the little shimmer, but right up onto the underside of not really duckweed. It's more of like a frog bit, a little bit bigger floating plant. I believe it's more of a. I think it's actually frog bit. But she was like literally laying eggs, and so she gets inseminated by the male, and then she goes off and puts the eggs on the leaves all by herself. And it was just so cool to actually, for the first time ever, see it in person. I ran to go grab a camera, and by the time I came back, she was done doing it, obviously. But at least I know it. I know for sure that these fish are laying the eggs on the underside of the duckweed, and I really think I have a system here and a method to the madness for these blue tetras. So I don't know. I'm really stoked about that. I was super excited, and I went to call you, and you were driving or something, and you couldn't answer the phone. I'm like, who am I gonna tell? Anyways, my dad's up in here. What is up, Dad? How are you? Good to see you here. Hope you're doing
Hello.
well.
Happy Sunday.
And Lucas, we got Lucas Brett's up in here. LRB in the house.
Nice.
And Ness was saying hello as well.
Tom Patterson asked if I've ever kept porthole catfish. I have not. I haven't worked with very much outside of bettas. It's kind of actually, it's a little overwhelming going into these expos, and as Joseph's very well aware, it's hard for me to focus on any one thing because I am so excited in like a very kid-like way because I mean so many oh no, there's so many different I honestly like up until recently I hadn't even considered spawning things like corridoras and plecos and like I just tons of things. I don't know. So I find myself getting very excited to work with all kinds of new things, which is part of why I'm constantly setting up new tanks.
So some of the best, or not some of the best, but some of the coolest, kind of more rare beta fish that you got when we were in the last couple of weeks traveling was in Chicago, or not, I mean, it was in New Jersey, but you've got the, what were the two? You had the gladiators and then
Betta Palafina and Betta
Palafina.
Gladiator.
The betta gladiator and then the palafina. But so tell me about those. There's like kind of, I don't know. There's
Well,
so much stuff going on with both of those. You've been
So with wild bettas, you realistically have two main challenges when it comes to spawning, and it really is differentiated according to which type you're working with. Bubble nesters are particularly sensitive to water conditions. So like, I mean, if the pH is too high, you'll have some that the eggs, you can watch them melt. It will actually eat the slime coat off the fish if it's too high. That's the issue with most bubble nesting species is the water parameters. And with larger species, predominantly mouth brooders, because that's just kind of how it goes. Smaller species are usually, not every time, but usually bubble nesters. Fun fact, there's actually a complex within the family that the entire complex across the board, and I've proven this and documented it, they are capable of going from bubble nesting to mouth brooding if they feel threatened or if the water starts getting agitated via, well, for me it was air stones, but no, you have two main categories. You have your bubble nesters and you have your mouth brooders, and with the larger mouth brooders, it's aggression. Sometimes it's the females, like with Betta palafina, the females are usually very nasty, and sometimes it's the males, like with Macrostoma unimmaculata, gladiator, things of that nature. So I don't think people realize there are two big challenges in breeding wild bettas, and it really depends on which type you're working with.
Right.
You can have other like smaller issues that are tricky, but those are the two main ones. So these are
saying goodbye to Lucas. Lucas is heading out of here. He has to go outside and cut tops for ponds, the pond lids.
I'm so jealous of those. If you're still here to hear this, Lucas, I have things growing in my fish room for in your ponds that we discussed the last time I saw you, which I think was what, Dallas? Is that when we saw Lucas last? Dallas, right? No, Chicago. Yeah, Chicago. I travel too much these days. I don't know what.
That's it.
I am running a no sleep for the last 3 days. You are lucky
I know,
here.
and you're already ready. You're already going again, and San Francisco is right around the corner here. And I will see you on Wednesday evening. And
I think you get in at like 10:30. I don't remember.
But you are speaking on Friday night at the meeting itself. They're having is it not, how is that kind of thing? Is that an open house thing, or is that just for members only of the club?
I'm not sure. I would hope it's members only, because I'm already nervous. I don't need more. I want more people to hear it.
Well, last night Jimmy was streaming with Bob Steenfott, and he was talking about, he's doing a talk right after yours. Yeah, and on fish photography. But he was talking about how he's nervous and still trying to come up with, what he's going to do, and whether or not he's going to use a PowerPoint presentation or something like that. So.
Oh, your dad also left. Like.
He's out of here. Where? I was looking.
Like 5 minutes ago.
Oh. Well, I'm awesome.
You're bad at chat.
And I have you here to give me a minute to read.
Life with Pets wanted to know how many tanks I have set up.
Okay. Yes, I saw that. Sorry.
So I did count. Oh my gosh. So I counted yesterday because I had to do a 25% water change on all of my tanks. So, oh my God, insane. I can't. So I have 137 5 gallons and up.
That are set up, that are cycled and running. Yes.
Quarantine right now. I have 27 at my apartment, but I ran out of room, so I set up more quarantine tanks in my one of my mom's spare bedrooms, because at this point my mother lives alone except for her aide, and she has 2 empty bedrooms, and she's really into visiting my fish in my fish room, so I'm kind of like, I bet I could do quarantine at mom's house.
So you just recently, though, you hit the Petco the $1 per gallon sale.
I did. I hit it really hard. The last day that I went in, the manager literally looks at me as I'm walking in the door, and I'm in there for nets. I'm not even in there for tanks. But I walk in the door, and Gabe, the manager, looks at me and goes, "Oh, you're back. Hang on." And he goes running back to where the tanks are, actually running. And I'm just thinking, oh no.
He was ready to go get you a pallet in the back. He was like,
no.
Pallet back there.
He cut open a new pallet and pulled out all the 10s and all the 20 longs and all the 20 highs, because he knew if they were in front of me, I would buy them. And he's just I'll throw in some 5. No. The best part is he's like, I'll throw in 5 gallon tanks into the sale. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it'll be $1 a gallon for the 5s, which are normally $15.99. So I got 5 gallon tanks for the same price.
Nice.
Or the same sale price.
So I didn't get to see that whole chat or that whole stream, but KG Tropicals did a stream talking about the pricing on those tanks, and how there is something to be said for the 10s and the 20s. You can actually save some money with that, but you get into the bigger tanks and it's not as much as a savings really. But Either way, it's nice to have that, especially for the hardcore nerds, the hardcore fish keepers that really need to just every once in a while go buy 10 more tanks. So you're kind of like you're not hoarding. You have a master plan, but you've kind of been collecting tanks.
Well, my next my next move apartment wise is, I mean, at this point I'm looking at 3 and 4 bedroom houses with basements because I decided to take the plunge and get a 75 gallon because there are some very just sentimentally valuable fish to me that I really need for that tank to discus. And then there's a group of these really cool tetras and some corridoras that I want to do because I want to do a really neat scape in a big tank. And I recently, and to everyone who knows me, they're going to not believe me because they know how much I love Oscars, but I swear I didn't buy them. I have video footage. They were really, really messed up. So Petco.
You have Oscar. But now you have Oscars. You've
I
graduated.
did for Gary and Larry. And they're
So
wonderful.
we're gonna your pond is in the future. Is
Yes, I want to take a 200 gallon stock tank, one of the Rubbermaid ones, and I want to take Haley's idea for her ropefish, only do it for Oscars. Because, no, hear me out, because they're going to get big, and I mean, they're little now, but like, okay, this is going to sound really weird,
yeah,
but
they're gonna get big.
they like being played with. They like when you put your hand in the water and like wiggle your fingers and they'll rub all against you and like nibble on your fingers and chase your fingers and dance. And I feel like
Till
that's
they
something.
get bigger and then they want to eat your fingers.
No, because I'm mom.
Okay.
And if they don't eat my fingers give them food. Like I've been hand feeding them. No, I've been hand feeding them. Like I'm the type of person who I know they're going to be big and I know they're going to be really interactive and I want to be able to have my nieces and nephews just like stick their arms in and pet this giant fish. Like it's like a dog. You just have to socialize it. So I've been socializing my Oscars.
Was it Melvin was asking if you're doing tetras and Oscars? I think I'm the one that I'm into the tetras. You definitely are into breeding corridoras, right? It's funny because we both, when we talk about fish keeping, when we talk all the time, it's just funny the perspective. Like you do have some more pet fish, but I think most of the time when we talk about fish, we're talking about breeding them. More than just keeping them. But I mean I do have some fish that I consider like my community tanks and like my pet fish, and they have names, just like Puzo here has a name. He's one and only Puzo. But I don't know. Anyways, but corridoras, I mean, you've been wanting to breed those, right?
Mm-hmm. And I got some Similis. They're going to be in, I think they come in November 11th. I got a group of 15 high yellows that are wild caught.
Oh, the tetras too. You got the tetras coming in, right?
Yep. Well, the tetras I'm going to be getting when Freshwater Exotics, Christine and Jamie.
When they get back from Peru, right?
Yeah.
Brazil. Sorry, Brazil.
Yes. I'm going to be getting a group of around 43 blue line glass tetras. You got a super chat?
Got a super chat from King and Queen Cichlids saying, Cichlids, here we come. But we've already been, well, I mean, we both are into dwarf cichlids, more of the epistogrammas and stuff like that. We definitely are both kind of, and you're breeding, you have a couple of different species of, a couple of different epistogrammas, right? I have one. Mine are wild caught that I caught when I was in Peru.
Right now, I have a pair of Bolivian rims. I have albino cribs, regular cribs, 2 types of Gelida chromis. The
Gelida chromis, you got those when you got that pair when you were in Dallas, right?
No.
Oh,
on the way home from New Jersey, I stopped at a little fish store and got a group of 7.
Nice.
And they paired off, and I brought all the other, I don't know. I picked the 2 nicest pairs and brought the rest to my local fish store because if I'm not going to be breeding, back to what you were saying about breeding fish. So I do have some pet fish, and they're the fish that for the most part, I've walked into friends' fish rooms and kind of fallen in love with, mainly the Like, I have a stunted peacock gudgeon that regularly beats the crap out of Danios 3 times its size in the tank it's in, because that's why I fell in love with it, because it's a jerk butt.
Yeah. I feel like my pet fish are like rescues. Majority of them were some kind of a rescue where I just wanted to make sure it had a good home. I knew it was like doomed if I didn't take it. And then I ended up with it long term. It was one of a kind or something. Couldn't breed it, and I still have it, and it's got a name.
See, I have 2 mindsets. I have the mindset of like, ooh, I absolutely love this type of fish, like this species of tetra, this species of that. I want to keep it. I look into it and I'm like, okay, I can provide a biotope and water parameters that are natural. I'm going to get it, because I find if you provide like what you would find them in nature, they're going to breed for you. And then I can sell the babies and earn back the money that I spent on them. And I have the really cool fish that I fell in love with. But then there's the flip side, like how I got Oscars, which was me wandering through Petco again. What was it? 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks.
Oh, Petco. And when I got the moss for my paludarium.
It was right when I got back from Jersey. I was setting up new tanks, because my thing is I always have quarantine tanks set up ready to go. Because anything I bring into my fish room is going to spend at least 2 months in quarantine. So that gives me time to set up and cycle a proper like biotope long-term enclosure. So I was there to buy substrate, and I'm walking by this tank, and there is 2 pairs of Jack Dempsey's about this big. Well, no, I'm over-exaggerating, like that big. And they're clearly posturing, and just like things are going down. By the way, I apologize if you can hear the music from the room next to me.
I hear a little bit of a thump and a bass over there.
I may need to cut this stream off, because
you're fine. I can't tell what it is. I think we're fine about that. Tiffany White popped in to say hello. How are you, Tiffany? Good to see you here.
Yeah, Jack Dempsey.
Yes, Jack Dempsey's.
Going crazy, posturing. So I stop and look, and up in the corner behind the filter, there's these 3 baby Oscars. Like, I was describing it to Joseph, those pennies that you put through the little machine in some novelty places where you like turn a handle and it smooshes the penny flat. They're literally the size of that. And as I'm watching, one of the Jack Dempseys goes up and like grabs onto one of the baby Oscars and starts like dragging him down. And I'm not sure what I was screaming, but I started screaming something and ran looking for a Petco employee, because I knew I couldn't just stick a net in the tank. And I found a guy, and I literally grabbed him by his shirt, and I'm just like pretty much hysterically screaming at him, drag him over to the tank. And at this point, the Jack Dempsey has one of the little babies by its eyeball and is dragging it across the tank. I'm flipping my crap. And the guy's just going, oh, wow, this has never happened before. Oh, crap. What do you think I should do? And I'm just like, I don't freaking know. Put them in a bag. I will literally buy them. Like, I am hysterical. I think I was crying. I don't know. I was very upset.
Mike from Fish Tank Bar heated up with 2 convict pairs yesterday because nobody else would buy them.
So yes, I'm throwing a conniption about those little baby Oscars. And the guy bags them for me, and he's just like, oh man, I don't think this one's gonna make it. And I look in the bag, and this little dude has no eyeball on one side, and it's like peeled open on the other side. The guy's like, yeah, no, he's not gonna be fine. And he nets him out, and he's using like a big mesh net, and it was coarse, and I'm inside just like dying because this poor little baby Oscar, and he literally just plops it in a betta cup and sets it on the counter. And he gave me the 2 that weren't missing their eyes, or an eye, for free. And I was driving home, and I couldn't stop thinking about the 3rd one. So I ended up going back, and he couldn't give it to me because it was like so badly damaged. I guess like it's a policy they can't give you a half dead or mostly dead fish. I don't know why.
Right.
But the manager walked by and saw my like tear stained face and heard my like sad pleas and came back and gave me the little dude. And I named him Captain Jack because Jack Dempsey took his eye. So he took that Jack's name, and also Captain Jack Sparrow. And I spent 2 days, every time the little dude went sideways, holding him up to the air, and just like, he didn't make it. But I have the other two, and they're fantastic, and they're bumbling, and I'm completely in love with them. I can't get over how cute they are. Every time I turn around, one's at the glass, and as soon as I go over, like within 5 seconds, the bigger of the two, Larry, comes shooting up, and they both start dancing.
Right. So
and my neighbor must think I'm crazy because
Mike says that he's got these two pairs.
Clear through the balcony windows, you can clearly see me standing there in the morning, like wiggling my fingers and dancing with my Oscars. It's a new routine.
Routine. Oh, you're too much.
I'll stop now. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Was it Mike? Mike says that he's got 2 pairs if you want them. If you pay for shipping.
2 pairs of what?
They're 2 pairs of the convicts that he took because nobody else wanted them. So he's saying they're up for grabs if you want to pay shipping.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
I just
DPKs
rambled
up in
way
here.
too long about them, but I just need to say that is how amazing Oscars are, is that a non-Oscar person can go on about them for 15 minutes. You'll understand when you meet them. Gary Larry are amazing.
Oh boy. Yeah, you're gonna need a pond. Soon enough you're gonna need a pond.
I know, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. But I'm definitely interested in getting into some more epistogrammas. And then for me also, my wild guppies are hardcore. It's a really intense place for me, and these other like dwarf posilias and stuff like that. Just these little, I don't know. There's so many awesome live bears out there as well. Anyways, but these tetras, those are coming first. I'm kind of like stuck making that, like perfecting that right now, and then I'm gonna send them all to you and make you breed them. What's going on?
That's not coming through on the audio.
What's not coming through on the audio?
All right then.
What's going on next door? Is that what you're thinking? Is that what
medication? What do I use for medication? My first resort is always going to be tannin, salt, and methylene blue. Methylene blue is really, really good at
Good
preventing
question, Jason.
fungus. It's a fantastic question, actually. Meth blue is really good at preventing fungus while also being really mild because it's used to hatch eggs as a preventative. Flubenzenol, Furan 2, General Cure, ICX, Fungus Cure, Erythromycin, Canaplex. What else do I have? I have like 3 other random ones that I've picked up along the way, but they're not really go-tos.
But when you travel like you do now and you have like your little kit that you take with you on the road, what you pretty much bring salt. That's like your main go-to on the road. But I mean, is there anything else that you have? We're not paying attention to whatever's happening on the other side of the wall of your hotel room. I can't hear it, but when
someone is probably just watching television.
Yeah, I'm sure it's television. So anyways,
Jason.
What's the question here from Sharpie? Is
No,
asking
John,
if one
John, it is not
is that
a
one of
payment
those
never.
pay by the hour hotels? Oh, that was cute.
No.
I don't even know why I read that
will
out
say
loud.
though,
I read that out loud.
I just need to say, Google, you friggin' lied to me. 4.5 stars. The window has a crack. Thank God I'm on the 3rd floor, but the window has a crack that is held
What's
together with tape. The bed cover has 2 cigarette burns on it. And what was the other thing? Oh, there's stains on the chair that I
Oh,
question.
I don't want to know. Chung, what's up, Chung from the Water Box? How are you? Good to see you here.
Good timing, Chung.
Missed you at the good old aquatic experience, but it's okay. It was a quiet it was quiet for content creators, kind of, but like I was saying before, it was really interesting. It was nice to get to hang out with the content creators that were there. It was really nice to get to like have a little bit more time with some people and just kind of some nice mellow dinners and stuff like that. It was nice to get to know Scott and Liz a little bit more, and John and Lisa, and a bunch of folks.
No, it was really fun. The dinners were great. I didn't realize how sassy Lisa is. I love it. I absolutely love it. She's fantastic. Not that I don't love John, but I mean Lisa. Oh God, everyone, I need to sleep here. Stop with the comments of the room. It'll be fine.
Well, you can go to the hardware store and get some plastic, and you just wrap it over the bed. And then you can sleep.
Actually, I'll be honest. I have a blanket that I keep in my car, and I'm just gonna sleep like burritoed in the blanket.
Just roll up in it.
Yeah, and then if I have to get up in the middle of the night and run fast, I'll kill myself. But it's okay. 'Cause I'll be clean.
Okay, so we have, in the end, we have the San Francisco Aquarium Society. You're going to be there November 1st. You're going to be speaking about wild betta fish species. You're working with how many different species right now, or do you have right now? Oh, just let them go. Let them go. Anyway, how many different species are you working with right now?
60.
Of specifically wild betta fish.
60. What? It's a good question, because it was 58 that were actively breeding for me, and then another 6 that hadn't bred, but then I got the other 2 and they both have spawned. So 61 that are actively spawning, and then I have 65.
65 total. Species of wild betta fish specifically.
Yes.
So that makes you probably one of the largest collections.
I have the largest verified breeding collection in North America, according to CARES.
Nice.
Yeah.
According to CARES as well. That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I actually do a lot of work with CARES at this point. Next year, they're supposed to be making me species ambassador, which I'm really excited about, because that would open a lot of doors.
Species ambassador.
Do you tape your glasses, or is that just white on it? I have to ask, because
it's actually taped. I gotta be professional about it. I gotta keep it real. Chung was actually asking if you're gonna be at in San Francisco, and yes, and I will be there with her next weekend, November 1st, Friday night, November 1st, the San Francisco Aquarium Society. She will be speaking. That's what Chung was asking, if you're going to be in San Francisco. Are you there? Did you freeze on me? Are you frozen? Amber. Let's see. Let me go over here and find out what's going on real quick. So, I'm checking out the chat as well. Yes, November 1st. That should be Friday, November 1st. And what happened, Amber? I bet you if you just leave and call me right back, it'll be fine. If you can hear me say that to you. Yep, if she just calls right back, it'll probably work again. It just dropped, like a dropped call kind of thing. Well, I appreciate all of y'all hanging out here for an hour while I hang out with Amber and we talk about fish nerd stuff. I've been just doing a lot of thinking about content lately, and that's why I haven't been putting stuff out. I'm just trying to come up with a little bit different plan, and I want the stuff that I make to be more valuable on an educational level than anything. And besides that, I just want to kind of share the experience of me kind of evolving in my hobby and what I'm doing, and it's kind of where my focus is. Combination of the two, some educational content, and then also just more of vlogging the stuff that you go through in the hobby. Amber did freeze up. She hung up, and she should just try to call me back if she can. Hopefully she can. I do want to say thank you to everyone for all the super chats. Ginger Gray for the $9.99 super chat. We have Mike Howe from the Fish Tank Bar, and for his $4.99 super chat, King and Queen Cichlids throwing down the super chat. Tiffany White, it looks, oh, that was here she's back. King and Queen Cichlids, Fish Tank Bar, Ginger Graves, and we also had another one from King and Queen Cichlids as well. What is up? Are you back? Are you with us? No, I heard the ding dong on my side, which means she tried to call back, but it didn't work out for her so much. Anyways, once again, I want to thank you all for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. You guys are all really like my fish club, and honestly, I just thought it'd be nice to have Amber on here for a little bit, because we spend a lot of time just talking about the same old stuff anyways. No joke. I mean, we just spend hours just geeking out about different things that we're working on, different projects, and that's one reason why we get along so well. So, we've always thought it'd be really nice to just kind of ramble on together live, because I feel like other people are missing out on some information when we're going bantering back and forth. I hear an Amber. Are we back this time? Amber,
Yeah.
welcome back from the hotel room.
Hello.
You still have no fish tanks. What's up?
Get me out of this place. There are no fish. There are no reptiles. Everything's gross.
Let's see, real quick before we have to get out of here. Let me catch a couple of things. So, Candy did throw out some links that are really, really awesome. A really fun link that's easy and something that works out for
This is a wonderful
everybody.
angle to showcase my two chins. Look at
No,
that.
you're good. You look fine. Whatever. Anyways, so she threw out the link for the Amazon shop. I do have a shop there. I have stuff that you can buy that's but in the end, the biggest thing is, even through the description of these videos, most all my videos, and just going through that shop, if you if you were going to go shopping anyways, something you were going to buy was some like FX6 or something, or some hang on the back filter, or a light you were going to buy anyways, if you go through one of my links and then you go and purchase it that way, you actually I get a little bit of a commission there, and it's a way to support me when you were going to spend the money on Amazon anyways. So that's a cool one that I think is fun, and it's not like no skin off anybody's back, because you're gonna spend that money anyways, right? Anyways, the water box, we say yes, Flying
Jessica,
Wednesday. I will
turtles!
be there. We will be
Hang
there
on,
on
let me
Wednesday,
interrupt you.
and she speaks on
interrupt you.
Friday. Chung, go ahead.
Let me interrupt you.
Interrupt.
Jesse got turtles. Jesse, what kind of turtles?
Turtles. We have turtles.
I like
Turtles. Well, not Nola Jane. Who is that? Oh, Patricia said thanks for the great videos. When I do make videos, I like to live stream, but I think the edited videos is so much more enjoyable for me to make. It's more of a piece of art. I feel as a feeling of satisfaction after doing that. I love doing this stuff, but making an actual video, I think that that's really important, especially on the platform. And I encourage anybody who's trying to grow on the platform. It's really important to make actual long-term evergreen discovery content. It's just healthy and stuff that's actually responsibly made, where you're educating people with the right knowledge. You're not just pretending like you know what you're talking about. That's why I prefer a lot of my stuff to just be more of a vlog and share my experiences, not claim to know everything. I'm learning as I go, and share that with you guys. I think that's an important way to look at it.
That's being a good hobbyist. I mean, I always say, if you think you have nothing left to learn, get out of the hobby, because
Right.
there's always something to learn. Also, I wanted to.
Let's see, was there anything else from the chat that you wanted to catch up with, because we're getting down to the wire. I don't know who we have. We have Aquafunk going
I wanted
next.
to say sorry for making a couple people dizzy. I have a thing about spinny chairs.
Yeah, you're in the spinny chair, spinny office chair. So
I
Anna's,
can't help
you got everybody up in here. So many people. I sorry if I missed anybody in the chat or missed any important questions. If anybody has any really serious questions, Chung, anybody, go ahead and just catch up with Facebook Messenger or something like that. Zen Ginger is good to see you in here as well. Anna's hobbies. Let's see. So they have the lineup coming up here. This is just the beginning of a nice, fun Sunday afternoon of fish nerdy goodness. We have Aquafunk going on next at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Susie from Q Aquatics, followed by the one and only King and Queen Cichlids at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It looks, as far as everything is going, everything looks like it. That's what's happening. So I look forward to checking out all of those streams. Trying to pop in while I can, while I'm doing some finishing up my fish keeping chores on a Sunday afternoon, right? Anyways, but I want to say thank you, Amber, while you're on the road. It's really awesome that you were able to make this work with the internet there in the hotel room. I much appreciated. It was just really cool to get to see you too, and I'm glad that you're safe. I want you to drive safe out there and just take it easy, and try to film as much as you can. I think we all look forward to seeing more content from you here in the future. I know that the fish come
Say
first.
take it easy, but also film.
Film, buy fish. Anyways, but yeah. I mean, if you go to any fish stores or anything like that, it'd be nice if you catch a little bit of that, and even throw it up on just throw it up on Instagram. But nobody has my Instagram. There's a lot of things you get. There's a lot more content, I feel like, sometimes on my Instagram, more up to date sometimes, because it's an easy way to just throw out a video or a picture really quick of something going on in one of my fish tanks. So I love Instagram, so definitely check that out. But anyways,
Thank
thanks.
you guys again for all the kind words of support. And yes, I'm letting you go. I'm letting you do your little sign off thing. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for all the kind words and support. I appreciate it. Now do your thing. Go.
What? All right. Oh wait, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go ahead and sign out of here. Yeah, it's 2 minutes past. People are starting to trickle out of here. Anyways, everybody go make your way over to Aquafunk's live stream, and we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna close this down. And I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys once again. Thank you guys so much for everything. It means so much to me to have you guys just hanging out with me for an hour here on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, you guys are my fish club. This is it. And until I get to see you guys more often in the States, this is just how it is. So thank you guys again. Thank you so much. And remember, guys, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.